Thank you so much for coming. Look at you and keeping one of my favorite people, all these favorite guys. And Scott and Jill, anyway, thank you guys. And some of you I haven't with them yet. We hope we can all connect and become friends. You know, anytime you have a new thing happening, and this book has only been out for like a couple months, maybe 3 months at the most, there's always just a small knot of gatherers, right? And hopefully eventually that can grow over time. The church started with a very small group of people. This book is not just a book. We have so much more to talk to you about, and I hope that you'll talk to your people about it, because this is a book that's on a mission. It's not really my book. I didn't even plan on, I wanted to write, as you can probably tell from my previous sentence, I want to write romantic comedies. But the Lord tapped me a while back, a number of years ago, and said, will you please do this for me? And I call it my tithing book. And it's a book written for you, as all of you, I'm guessing all of you are probably members, right? Raise your hand if you're a member, if you're a member of the church. It's okay if you don't raise your hand. Okay, so you already know, you have this gospel inside of you. This book is somewhat for you to help build happy families, but you already have a long life inside of you. This book is to give away. So here's what happened. I heard that talk by President Kimball many years ago that said, in the last days, there will be many that will come to the church because of women in the church who are different in happy ways from women of the world. And it just stayed with me. Welcome, we're happy you're here. It stayed with me for years and like a little plant that kept growing. And I thought, I have a missionary heart. I'm a convert. I want to help people learn about the gospel. Some of you know my convert story, and have been very instrumental in blessing my life. But I decided, okay, I'll do it. I'll try to be a woman who's different in happy ways, and I'll try to share the gospel. So I would go up to people, and sometimes they come to me and ask me questions, and I would invariably give them a Book of Mormon, like you do, right? Or I'd give them the phone number for the missionaries, or I'd set it up. And so many times, sometimes they would say yes. Good things have come out of missionary work, Whitney Manning. Some really good things have come out of that. But sometimes I noticed they weren't ready for that. But here's the question that they would ask me. They would say, you know, Mary, I think it's great that you love the missionaries and the Book of Mormon. It's a little hard for me to get through that. It's kind of dense. And, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful book. And I'm not a huge scripture person, even the Bible, but you know what I love about you, Mary, is that you love strong families. And I love strong families. And I would love to learn more about what it is that Latter-day Saints do that help create strong families. And of course, I'm counting like, there are no perfect LDS families. I mean, don't get that impression. We're not all perfect. And she then say, no, that's okay, but we still need that light. We can tell that even when you're not perfect, you're still bonding close. You still love each other. You're still committed. Help us learn how to do that. Brothers and sisters, that's why I wrote the book. This is actually a pretty silly, Roman Bombeck style book, but in there, it's ribboned through with truths about the gospel. And it's broken into chapters so that people can find out, oh, this is how LDS families do this, or how they do that. And there's little pearls of truth throughout it. So maybe later, they might be interested. I have a good friend named Karen who wrote me, and after she read the book, and she wrote me a little note, she said, oh my gosh. And first of all, she has no interest in church at all. Just know that. But she said, I read it, and I thought, oh my gosh, if I had this voice in my head, if I had these principles, if I had these truths, everything would have gone so much better 25 years ago. And I just thought, yeah, I get that. Because before I even joined the church, and I heard about, just for example, the word of wisdom, I thought, really? God wants us to never drink or smoke? I'm on the cutting edge of social drinking. I'm ready for college almost. And whatever they do on TV, it's not what I'm supposed to do. But I read that. And I read the part about morality too. And I thought, in the little things the missionaries give you, and I thought, I'm not ready to join this church. And I didn't for a couple more years. But I definitely thought, there's a chance, even if it's just a small chance, that this is all true. There's a chance that Joseph Smith saw God the Father and Jesus Christ, and they stood there in the heavens, and they told him the truth. And if it's true, if even there's a chance that it's true, then I am going to live the word of wisdom, and I am going to be chaste. And I had those habits long before I joined the church. And so that's kind of the point of this book. If we can help even one family to yell less, because there's scriptures about how to do that. If we can help even one family to have a devotional or a family home evening and protect those children, maybe we can help prevent some suicides. maybe if we can really own how important family is, and we can lead out on that, maybe we can change the world. My father was not a member of the church in his life, but I knew he was getting close to thinking about joining at the end of his life. It was a complicated, difficult thing when I joined the church. That's a story for another time. But I had 2 dreams after he died that he had accepted the gospel. I knew absolutely that he had accepted the gospel, and I was so grateful. But I will never forget a moment when he was at the prime of his life and the height of his frustration with his Catholic daughter, who was supposed to be here in a cathedral in New York, decided to embrace the LDS religion. And he looked at me one day and he said, I don't know. I don't know if I can ever go before him. I don't know. I'm too old to change. But I will tell you what I do know. And he looked me right in the eye, and I'll never forget it, and I hope he's here listening today. It will be the Latter-day Saints that will save the family. And when I heard that, the Spirit descended on both of us, and I knew that he knew and I knew that it was true, that in the last days, it will be the Latter-day Saints that will step forth and save the family unit. It's our turn. It's our turn, men and women, and especially women, to reach out in ways that are happy and different from ways of the world, and reach out to other women. This is just one tool to help do that, but I hope you will. I also want to say happy birthday to President Gordon B. Hinckley. When we were setting up this event, and we chose this day, you're not supposed to have favorite prophets, so don't tell the other prophets. But he's my favorite prophet. And my grandfather was kind of this Anderson Cooper of his time. He was a well-known journalist. And so I was reading an article about the press club because my grandfather was the president of the National Press Club at one time. And I was reading the article, and in the article it said, Gordon B. Hinckley spoke to the National Press Club a few number of years ago. And I thought, this is getting more interesting. And I kept reading the article, and it said, and Gordon B. Hinckley, who was born on June 23rd, 1910 or whatever. Today is June 23rd. And when I read that, I thought, he wants this to happen. He wants us to move forth and do the right thing and spread the gospel. Because, and I'll close with this, I know you have problems. Every single one of us in this room has problems and struggles that are real. We all have them. But I want you to imagine yourself in a room, sitting with your problems. You're all alone. And I want you to imagine that that room is filled with light. Okay, got that? Okay, now imagine the lights are on, and all you have in your hand is a little tiny pinpoint flashlight. All of us, all of our sisters across the earth and brothers have problems, struggles that are as real as ours. But they're sitting in the near darkness with just the light of Christ. We are sitting in rooms filled with light. We are so spiritually wealthy. And even if it takes bravery to share this wealth, we've got to do it. We've got to do it, girls, and we can do it.